lose the run to digging game. I've gotten more digging games today than most days I do this game, which means I am getting better at this category for sure. Thanks, Adams. Thanks for good luck. Yeah, I think if people are going to use the argument that they used to be good at something and it's their PBs or their accomplishments are more viable because the meta was worse, I think the only way to do that is to be extremely exceptional. I think you'd have to be extremely exceptional. Otherwise, it's kind of foggy. So like, let's look at Super Smash Bros. Melee. So for the first like 5 years of competitive play, there was one player that was super dominant, and it was Ken. And he was super dominant. He won nearly every tournament. He was clearly better than everyone else. Now there's a few people that like maybe beat him or they beat him once, but like ultimately he was like completely dominant. And then he quit playing the game, and then over the next decade, a ton of new players started playing the game, and the meta rapidly improved. It rapidly improved. And then what happened was, Ken was now an average player. He was like a ranked 50th player. This guy who was completely dominant in the game basically became irrelevant. So I think if you look at like the older players in Melee, he's one of the few examples of somebody that's like, he was probably the best Melee player of all time. Like, he actually has a argument for being the best Melee player of all time, but like ranked second place, third place, they're just not the case, right? I think it's the same if you look at like even in science, mathematics. Now, science and mathematics aren't like competitive, so you're not going to get the same answers, but I think a lot of games, like if there's one guy that really sticks out, there's somebody's accomplishments really stick out, it's like, okay, well. But generally, what happens is, I think it's too easy to manipulate the circumstances, and so you have to just look at the numbers. And I think anybody who's a winner or who's a world champion knows that truth. They fundamentally know that truth, and they play around it. They play around that truth, they know the truth, and they embrace the truth when it eventually kills them. Eventually, your times are gonna be beaten, and the scores are gonna be beaten, and it's like, it's just a part of the natural reality that we all live in. I think Phelps is a good example. Jordan, you know, I would say in 100 years, or even nowadays, there are better basketball players. Mechanically, chess is a very good example of this. Mechanically, there are better chess players now than in like Fischer, you know, all these like gods of chess back in the day. They would get destroyed nowadays, mostly due to metagame. If you put them in the same metagame, they would probably be dominant, or they would be like a top player for sure. But it's at least a really, really interesting conversation and question. So like one person that was really dominant in this game, his name's Whack017. Yeah, this guy, he was dominant in this game for a long time. I mean, he had the record, I want to say, for 3 years straight. Way better than everyone else. Now, the problem is he wasn't very good at the game. There was just no competition. There was no metagame. And so when a little bit of metagame was created, his times got obliterated, and he couldn't compete. In fact, I think if you put him nowadays into the scene, he would get completely obliterated. He would never come near my times. Even though he was dominant in the past. So I think Whack is a good example of somebody that is like... I think it's pretty certain that like I'm better than him at this game. But like at the same time, I think it's not certain that like LeBron James is better than Jordan at basketball. So I think there's a lot of factors that you gotta look at. Siglem is 120th time is fairly average these days. Yeah, that's a good example. Like, how good is Sig actually at Mario? I was talking to Sig, and he says he's not scared of anybody. He says he thinks he's still better than everyone else. So, I think that's interesting. You don't think Fischer would get destroyed nowadays? Yeah, he's a little bit more recent as well. But he was still in the age before computers started to super optimize chess. He still didn't play with the computer stuff so much. So Leonardo da Vinci is one of those super exceptional people. Yeah, I would agree actually. And that's kind of what I mean. Like there's a lot of people in history that it's like, wait a minute, You know, the guy who created geometry, or like, you know, first this, you know, started creating arguments about geometry, he would get obliterated in a math competition. But he literally created geometry. I mean, he's like, at least you would give him credit. At least you would give him credit. I think that means a lot, though. Like, sick RNG there, gamers. It's still better than losing 20 in Hera, though. So. Yo, Richard Sage, what's good, dude? How's your life going, dude? Kind of reminds you of Smokey. Yeah, that's exactly. That's a good argument. Actually. I think I'm lucky because I'm a hyper competitive guy, so like I only care about winning, and I don't really care about like, what do you call it? Any excuses. I don't care about excuses at all. I only care about the winning and the numbers. So it's like, for me, I'm trying to get as good as I can. Like, so in this game, in my opinion, literally anybody could get a 123. It's not even hard to do. It entirely requires learning the movement mechanics and then just play enough to become mechanically good enough to execute the movement mechanics. But it's actually really easy to do. And so the hard part is learning the movement mechanics. It takes years to learn the movement mechanics. But actually executing the movement mechanics, it doesn't take that long to do. So when the metagame develops to the point where those movement mechanics are the de facto, they're standardized, then everybody's gonna have a 123. Or anybody could really reasonably get a 123. Much like in how 125 and 124. Nowadays, it's just kind of a guarantee. You know, you just kind of guarantee to get it if you keep playing. Yeah, that'll happen to 123 at some point. So I think that's also kind of true with 122, but it's starting to get to a point where it's like, it's starting to get harder and harder and harder. And I think that's why my PB is just not good enough, where it's going to be beaten by somebody. Let's just assume Zelda never plays the game again, right? It'll be beaten by somebody else eventually. So for me to get a time that's like way above the metagame, so far ahead of the metagame that like it would be really hard to beat, I think I would realistically need like a 22:39 or something, 22:29. I think a 22:29 would be so far ahead of the meta. It would take 5 years for somebody to beat that. But I think even a 39 or a 49, somebody would beat it. Eventually, as the meta starts to catch up. Because, again, I'm actually not... I do think I'm at the front of the meta, obviously, but I'm not super optimized, right? Oh, there's so many mistakes in my runs and things I do wrong and things I could do better. And so it's like, once you take 100 people working, you know, things really, like you get 1,000 people working together, things really start advancing. Yo, Gumshoe, what's good, dude? Time is honestly the biggest hurdle. If you have enough time to grind out stuff, you're good. I think it's really about game understanding. Like Zelda got the record in this game in a year. You know, it was a lot of that through game understanding. He, you know, Carlson won the chess world championship. I think he was 21. Faker won the League of Legends world championship. I think he was 16. There's a ton of examples of incredible feats by young people or people that have not played something very long, and they just understand the gameplay. They are quick to learn it. They like it. They get adapted to it. No complaining. So I think you're gonna see that with this game eventually. Hopefully, eventually one day. Especially as the meta develops. Again, I think 123 is fine. Like there's no excuse to not have a 123, except for not understanding the metagame, which is fine and normal. So that would be normalized. Like everything's, you know, going according to plan. But since it is a doable thing by normal standards, then anybody can do it. Like eventually everybody will have a 120. Everybody will have a 123. Maybe take 20 years, but yeah, I don't think it takes 20 years. If I made like a 100-hour guide and I was like paid a bunch of money to do it and I had like a bunch of help for editing videos, I could make a guide that literally anybody could get a 123. Except like, you know, certain people.
You're a winner!
Yeah, it's a sub, dude. That's an alpha male move right there. You just changed the world, dude. Darling luck. It's a 6-month sub, dude. Appreciate it a lot, dude.
Welcome to the WQ'd.
Go for World Record. Dude, that's a really, we're getting a lot of World Records. Also, you guys noticed I hit my sub goal. So yeah, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna do either Run of Ocarina of Time or FF8. So I'm gonna host a straw poll. We're gonna do a run of one of those games for my sub goal. So make sure to vote in that if you're on my Twitter or my Discord. I might make a YouTube video as well, so just to hit everybody. But yeah, big shout out to everybody who subscribed today. Appreciate it a lot. If Crystal's time wouldn't have been exposed, would you have considered that time as that exceptionally good? So Crystal's time, I would not say was exceptionally good. The gameplay was exceptionally good. Again, we have to assume that it is objectively real, and with the information that I know, for me, it's certain that that time is not real. Now, I have extra information a lot of people don't have, but I think a lot of people don't think the time is real, right? So it's like, and no part of me thinks it's real. So I think that no, the time was not exceptional because Zelda beat it not that hard with less tools and less resources. So no, and less time. So no, but I think that the gameplay was exceptional, and this is one of these issues that kept popping up where the gameplay was too good and the time wasn't good enough. It's not actually easier to get a 126 in 2019 than it was in 2012, with a few exceptions. So I think Hammer Jump, Maya Rod, the Rupee Root, and Spin Speed, right? So those are the exceptions. But that all combined, I think it's like a minute. I mean, if you say there's 1 minute of metagame, that's fair. What happened was people got smarter about the game. They got smarter about movement. They got smarter about strategies. They stopped doing certain bad strategies. They started doing other better strategies. They started learning that if you walk too far in this doorway, it loses a bunch of time. Don't do that. People really started getting smarter about the game. And so the runs nowadays are much higher quality on average just because people are smarter in general. I think there's probably been about a minute of metagame improvement since 2016. Or since 2012. It was even 3 really good runs in around the same VOD. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Crystal's runs? It's actually 4 in the same VOD. It was never properly exposed. It's impossible to prove that those runs are fake. Most likely. I'm hoping there's a way, but I just don't see any kind of loophole. It's very easy to make a fake run. And make it impossible to prove that it's fake. So there's that. I think that was abused. I think that loophole was abused over several years. And then on top of that, I think Crystal actually was a very sensible person and a very smart person for a very long time. And so I think that I think people were just misguided, and there's a lot of problems. I used to think 125 was exceptional. Yeah, exactly. Where. Believe me, when I say anybody could get a 123, I'm not making that up. If you understood the mechanics, like I understand the mechanics, and you have your skill level, you probably have a 124 or a low 124 right now. I'm not even kidding. Most of what I do in this game is not mechanically intensive. Most of it is due to arguments and specifically looking for what is valuable. And finding out what is valuable. So everything I do in this game is constantly finding out what's valuable, practicing what is valuable, getting good at what's valuable. So it's very efficient. It's not necessarily high mechanically intensive. In fact, I make mistakes all the time. Like this room, for example. And honestly, again, I think my controller is broken. So I'm even playing with a very poor controller. But like, for example, my Landmo strategy, I mean, that's a strategy that specifically abuses Landmo RNG and specifically abuses the fight in order to excel in a run. It's a very specific strategy to abuse the fight in order to get a good run. That's all it's designed for, right? So that's entirely strategy. It's entirely strategy, and it helps. Because I get a 2-cycle 30% of the time, and if I get a 2-cycle, I'm motivated, it's a much better run, it's easier to try, you know, the good things start happening. So I think that a lot of this game is just like that. Hey, Tio Kachondo, how you doing, man? Oates quit SM at 46 in 2013, came back in 2014 or 2015 and got world record at low 42 just a few months. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I actually kind of like Oates' his personality. I'm a competitive guy. I would really like to compete with the guy because I think it'd be fun. Like, I kind of bored of competing with the Link to Past scene because there was really no competition in the start outside of Zelda, and he kind of quit in 2016. So, literally the past 3 years or 2.5 years, I've just been kind of like on my own. It seems like most speedrunners have a little bit of competition. What was Crystal's time? It's a 1:24:31. Now the thing about Crystal's time is it had a ton of like problems. Come on, dude, this is so dumb. Like, this is supposed to be a 2-cycle. Like you know how I was saying my strategy is specifically designed to get a 2-cycle? Yeah, that's supposed to be a 2-cycle. Tons of mechanical errors. Like, I think I made 6 mechanical errors. A lot of it is my controller. Like, a lot of those mechanical errors on my controller. Pretty frustrating. Yo, Lord Xenu, what's good, dude? Yeah, but, you know, it's still a good run. It's still a good fight. 17-12, and I'm unhappy. 17-12 was really good. That would have been my best run ever if that was a 2-cycle. Like, it was literally planned to be a 2-cycle. I even got all the right RNGs. I missed one arrow, and then I also missed the second arrow because I arrowed the wrong direction. So, oh well. Oh, come on, dude. I don't watch Oates, so I may be wrong. I feel like his SM improvement has been stagnant. Again, like, when you look at skill, if you look at skill and speedrunning, I was talking about this in a video I made on YouTube. I was talking about this earlier in my stream. When you look at skill and speedrunning, the only thing you can look at is the numbers. You can't look at achievements, accomplishments, because there's too much bias. There's too much personal bias. There's too much agenda. And a lot of times what people do, subconsciously, is they will abuse these factors in order to get a time that looks good, but is not necessarily good. And unless you get the time that is what is the goal, unless you get the specific goal time, you can only claim it's an accomplishment for what it is. I think Oates and Goats had the record back in whenever he had the record, and he was the best player at the game for that time period. It's objectively true, right? There's no argument anybody can make for that. But 3 years later, maybe the metagame wasn't as developed because it doesn't seem like he has that same status anymore. And you know, he might, but it's up to him to prove that. You know, it ain't my call. Too much ego, yeah. I literally call it ego theory. I call it ego theory because it's ego. It's the end game of ego. It's when ego goes to, it evolves to a ridiculous limit where. Yeah, damn, this is a 154 with, I got hit by the bomb. That's really good. Yeah, it's when ego gets so subtle and so implicit that it's almost impossible to diagnose. The only way you can diagnose it is through the results. And if somebody doesn't have the record, you have to assume that they have an ego, and their ego is limiting them. That's when it becomes a planet. Yeah, it becomes a planet. The run was rejected. Runs must be submitted by the runner themselves with explicit approval from the runner. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea I can't. This is the part Film Tire where it's like I can't even help you on that one. It just makes sense. Like that seems like a rule that was specifically made up to keep runs off the leaderboard. I'm not even kidding. Like that's literally what it seems like. And not only that, I mean, where can you find that rule in writing? And I'm gonna spoil it. It's apparently, and you can't even find that rule in writing. You could teach a course on game. Well, I call it gameplay theory actually, and I would really like to one day, but it's gonna take a good 20 years, and it's gonna take a lot of success. Like if I can get the OT Hundo record and the SM64 120 star record, I would easily have enough clout to do it then. But like I just don't have enough clout. Like people aren't gonna listen, and I think the arguments are good. A lot of people actually listen to me nowadays. Like 2 years ago when I started doing this stuff, one out of 1,000 people would listen. But nowadays it's like it's a lot more, which is great. But my arguments need to be better. I need to be better. They need to be cleaner. It needs to be more established. There needs to be better examples. It just the whole thing needs to be way more reinforced. Did they put up your 123.11 without you submitting or your approval? No, they actually did not. Not only did I not give them quote approval, I did not submit that run, which again it seems strange. It seems like they literally just made up a rule to keep my runs off the leaderboard. They'll deny that, you know. I don't know why anybody would do that, but if you just look at the facts, that's what it looks like. I'm not kidding. Like I'm like dead serious. Now that it's world record, they don't do it. I don't know. Like again, I stopped submitting times in 2016 because of issues like this one. One of the best decisions I've made regarding this game. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm not going back to that scene because almost certainly, if I do get involved, there's gonna be problems. And they aren't problems that result in me making a living. They're problems that I lose money. I just don't want to do that. Oh my god, the arrow dropped, dude. Your hand camera is the icing on the cake. It's the whole point. Is the hand camera is so that people can't say my runs are fake. I'm not gonna make it. Okay, hold up. I gotta do this. Too many people in the past have said my runs are fake on no grounds, and that's not happening anymore. So. Yo, this is really good. I think this is gold pace. Personally, if you're asking me for permission to put my runs in the leaderboards, I do not recognize speedrun.com/ALTTP as a leaderboard. I have no comment. I think the people that recognize it as a leaderboard, and I think the people that moderate the leaderboard should moderate their leaderboard, right? I'm not a moderator of speedrun.com. Why should I moderate their leaderboard when I don't even recognize it as a leaderboard? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't use the leaderboard. I don't have an account for the leaderboard. I think the people that use the leaderboard should actually use it, not the people that literally do not use it. Nice. This is a very good run. Yeah, this is super good. It's perfect for 2 ding games, which will kill a run. Was the last one nearly gold? Yeah, it was 1 second off my gold. My golden Hera is really good. I think it can go down 2 seconds, but Hera in this category is really hard. This also has a 3 cycle, and on a 3 cycle, I would say this is exceptional. Yeah, -4 on the record. -7 on my balance PB. -2 minutes on my worst run ever, guys. No, I'm kidding. +1 on my best run ever. So it was that 2 cycle. It was that 3 cycles, really good. I agree though, it's a game-changing PB. You would think that all runs would be verified and consolidated in one place. Actually, Slothy Agent, I do think that. That's why I made my own leaderboard for A Link to the Past. If you go in my description, there's a Google document link. That actually has a updated leaderboard for top times in every category, including Secrets of the Past. And actually, Asder, the guy in my chat, has the world record in Secrets of the Past, so... It's the only leaderboard for Secrets of the Past. I'm actually trying to work on getting that back, which is why I bring it up. Yeah, I PB'd last night in that category, actually. Already posted my PB on your leaderboard. Well, I think I actually do appreciate that. The thing is, I understand like the problems, and I understand nobody's gonna recognize the Google Doc as a true leaderboard, but yeah, actually that's a good move. Honestly, like it's a good move. Because the thing about speedrun.com, a lot of people don't realize, I think there's 12 or 15 like good or relevant times that are not on that leaderboard. I mean, I think the number is 15. Top times or relevant times, right? That are not on that leaderboard. It's not actually an issue with specifically me and specifically my PB in NMG. It's an issue with how the leaderboards ran. It's missing a considerable number of top times, like first or second place times, and then I think a few third place times. The 90% console world record, and the 8th place time in NMG. It's missing all those times, so that to me is like a gigantic red flag, and it doesn't seem like the people that moderate the leaderboard actually care. Well, I actually care about that stuff, right? Because I actually play the game, and I'm actually competing for world records. So what I did is I made my own leaderboard where I can compete for world records. So yeah, make sure you check that out. If you play this game, you know, feel very free to submit your time. It is a Google Doc, so it takes no effort to submit, and there's really no verification process. You just make sure you don't splice the run, guys. We're going back to the Stone Ages. We're going back to the Stone Ages. If the current process doesn't work, it's like socialism. We're gonna overthrow it, you know? I'm kidding. What's good, WQ? Yo, Jamage, the runs have been really good. Today actually has been my best day ever playing this game. If you look at the, if you ignore RNG. If you ignore Digging Game and Aghanim RNG, yeah, this has been my best day ever in terms of run quality, which is really good. So I'm actually getting better at this category. The RNG in this category is so extreme that it's necessary. So like, if I don't get a run today, it's obviously not my best day ever, but you know, technically it is. Nice. This is very, very good Agatar. Yo, this is basically a god run. I mean, this is my best run ever. Google Doc is not a sustainable solution. I do agree with that, Film Tire, and I think that speedrun.com has a lot of access, has a lot of opportunity that a Google document doesn't have. The problem is, if you look at this from my perspective, there's nothing I can really do. So what am I gonna do? I want to compete against the low percent world record, for example. So does anybody know what the low percent world record is? And don't use my Google Doc. My Google Doc is a cheat sheet. But does anybody know what the low percent world record is if you don't use my Google Doc? Okay, Asder spoiled it, but yeah, it's 124.44. It's not on speedrun.com. So if I'm trying to get the world record in low percent, how am I going to know what the world record is? Well, there's really no way to tell except for this Google Doc that I made. That's why I made it. Does anybody know what second place in any percent? Does anybody know what the YBA world record is? And the second place time in YBA, it's called any percent no out of bounds. Does anybody know what the top 2 times in that category are? And again, if you look at my my Google Doc, that's the cheat sheet. So you get your answers there. But yeah, can anybody tell me what the first and second place times in the any percent no out of bounds category are? I would be shocked if anybody on this planet told me what the times are. I don't think a single person knows, except for me. And people that look at my Google Doc. Again, it's the freebie. It's like if you want 100% on all tests, well, I have a Google Doc. I think it's 3. I'm okay with 3. Like I would like a 2. This run is so good that honestly having 3 here is fun. Yeah, so I think the any percent world record is a 110. No, it's a 111.04 by me, and I think second place is a 111.52. I think those are your first and second place. There's no way to find those. There's almost no way to find the video links for those. There's no way to find who has the times. It's nearly impossible. And third place is a 115, so it's very easy to get third place, which means that there should be. In fact, the updated route isn't even on speedrun.com. If you want third place, you're actually going to use the old route for it, which is really funny. So it's super convenient. That Google Doc is not only really convenient for me, I mean, it's effectively necessary for me. Kyung recently got a 113. Okay, so he would be third place then. And this is the whole point why we need the a real leaderboard, which is my Google Doc. Or it's really a world record collection, but yeah, it's functionally just a leaderboard. And so I'm worried that Kyung used the old route, because the 113 with the old route is a really good time. I'm guessing he used the new route actually, but yeah, the new route would make his time like a minute better, 2 minutes better almost. The new route's a lot easier as well. It's really dope. The new route's actually fucking amazing. It's so cool. Any YBA fans out there, you'll love you know what I'm talking about. Isn't it hard to not get angry at RNG in this game? No, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me at all. Kyung is running the YBA. Yeah, him and another guy were actually running. I think there's another guy as well that was running that category. They were actually trying to get a free world record, which I think is funny because it's not even close to the world record. I would be very surprised if somebody beat my YBA world record. My YBA world record was really, really good. I made, I think, a big movement mistake. I made a routing error in Turtle Rock, so I lost like 10 or 15 seconds. And then it's just not super optimized, so it can go down probably another 30 seconds. But it was extremely good. It was a very, very good run. And even though I made this routing error in Turtle Rock, it was like nearly perfect Turtle Rock, so it didn't matter. I can't wait to get my shirts in the mail. Yo, fucking dope, dude. Now I get ads for Alpha Gamer shirts in my Facebook. Yo, really, dude? Who are these Alpha Gamer shirts from? Are they? So I saw a company actually started producing these Alpha Gamer shirts. They look terrible because they're not by me, but I actually do get a lot of ads for like alpha male stuff. I get a lot of ads for that shit. Most of my Instagram ads were either dating websites because they recognize I have high testosterone, and then or they are yeah, just alpha male like hygiene stuff. Because they just know what I'm looking for. The ads are for cheating. Oh, really, dude? Okay, fucking dope, dude. That's good to hear, man. I didn't know I had Facebook ads running for that, but I'll take it. Yeah, there was another brand that was like trying to copy me, but they sold 0 shirts, and the design's terrible. The thing about the design I created is it's the most alpha design on the planet. Yo, Tommy Lee, what's good, dude? Yeah, guys, if you bought a t-shirt or a mug, make sure to flex. You look better, you feel better. Women feel better about it too, which is good. See, I care. I'm kind of a feminist. I'm kind of a feminist, you know. I care what women think, so that's why I wear my alpha male. I'm wearing my Alpha Gamer clothing. This run is so fucking amazing, dude. Okay, If this had 0 blue balls, I would be minus 50. I'm not kidding. I would be minus 50 if I had 0 blue balls this run. This run is absolutely incredible. Like, this is amazing. You saw my videos about talking about dashing past the Kodanga flame. Yo, that's actually sick as fuck, dude. When I saw that, like in 2015, when I like saw Zelda dash past that Kodanga flame, it literally changed my life. It literally changed my life forever. I never thought that mattered, and it saves, I think, I don't know how much time it saves, not that much, but it literally changed my life. Because I started thinking differently about speedrunning and speedruns since that day. That was like the defining moment, I think. That whole day was groundbreaking, but that was the defining moment where it's like, holy fuck, dude, there's so much out there I'm not doing. Nice, dude. Yeah, I think the Kodanga flame thing, that doesn't save very much time, I agree. But that's kind of why I think it changed my brain so much, because it was like, why didn't I go for it? It's literally free time save. Why didn't I go for it? And you saw a better player that had already figured that was a thing, figured it mattered, figured it was relevant, created strats for it. A better player than me. And it's like, why am I not doing this? So I started to realize, like, what I thought was optimal in this game is not reality. And then what was happening was, I was like, okay, what is actually optimal in the game? My brain really started changing at that point. Don't you want to turn off mic and concentrate? Yeah, if we get past digging, so the next split is a 30% chance the run doesn't die. So if I get past digging game, I'll probably concentrate. But yeah, there's a really good chance. Like, there's a 1 out of 10. It's about 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 9. This run just dies to RNG. Wait till dick and breast game? Yeah, basically. I'm plus 12 on the record. That's mostly because of Agatha, which is super sick. The world record had 1 blue ball. So I actually lost 18 on the record there. So I'm about minus 6 outside of the Agatha, which is super good. I can save about 40 on the record at this from past digging game. Nice, dude. Really good. Oh, fuck off. Oh, come on. I got it. I really got it. Get better at it. That loses a lot of time. It's okay. Yo, Anti, what's good, dude? Yeah, in Hundo, you just constantly make errors, and they just don't really matter that much, because if you get good RNG, your run's probably good. Yeah, nice. Good robot there. Like, imagine if somebody wanted to start running the English any percent version, just for fun, just to get a really stupid, fun word record, right? Or to get a good time. Imagine if that was the case, right? I literally have 3 recognized any percent English times. 2 of them had video links, and not only that, but I don't remember what the 3rd one was. But yeah, like, it's already established. It would be way better for them. Like, it's way more fun for them. More times, more competition. Yo, holy shit, first try too. Oh, we actually gotta run, guys. Nice. That would have been gold if I, you know, didn't get bodied. Okay, I actually think I'm going to seriously focus because if this is like 4 chess games, I can easily beat you. In fact, I think it's world record pace. I think with 3, it's world record pace. 4 is close, but it would need to be different. Yo, C-Tac, what's good, dude? Is there a fastest death category? Well, if you make one, make sure to put it on my spreadsheet. Clay back Wednesday. Yeah, that's actually really good to hear, dude. I'm glad he's coming back. I think he's actually gonna probably have more subs at the end of this all. Not even kidding. I think like the thing with Caleb is he didn't actually do anything. I think most people, like most humans, are like pretty understanding. Like he was clearly having some fun and being really edgy with a friend of his, and then made a mistake and got destroyed by some kind of rules, you know, violation. There's clearly no hateful conduct or anything, so I think people are like human about that. God, I hate this one. Alright, so I do need a good chess game here. I also have 270 reviews. I can't say this is good, but it's not that bad. Caleb accidentally flashed the N-word on stream from a private Discord conversation where he used it, and it's actually really funny if you like, you know, you have a sense of humor. But yeah, Twitch doesn't like that stuff at all, so they banned him indefinitely, which I guess was like 5 days, 4 days. Alright guys, let's get first try and 100 rupees, please. Okay, we have a run, dude. Holy shit, holy shit, we have a run. Okay. This is why he's a hand cam. Do you guys think I'm splicing? I'm sure somebody will be like, well, this is too lucky. Well, how do you explain the hand cam? How do you explain my hand cam? Yeah, first try dig, literally first dig. First active dig. First try chest with 100 rupees, 3 blue balls. God, this is a god run, dude. Jesus Christ. 3 blue balls sucks, but the digging in the chest game, that's huge, dude. That's like 20 seconds. That's 20 seconds. This is definitely world record base. I can save about 30 on world record in Dark World. But even if I don't, I'll still PvE. Okay, this run is actually fucking terrible now. I lost like 5 seconds in the last split. mostly due to Hellway, so it's not the end of the world. I think I'm losing 15 seconds in this split. Yeah, like World Record's Dark World was really not exceptional, so I can definitely still get the record, and I'm easily on PB pace, but this run is not good anymore. That is really, really bad. Feel pretty solid about late game stuff. Right now, I feel like this run's dead. I do not feel good about anything. I know I can PB. I can save about 40 seconds after this split. That was a train wreck. If that happens on every split, this will be a 143. That can't happen anymore. But oh well. My execution right now is dog shit, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we could still PB. Okay, good. I think I'm being -1 on the record or something. I don't remember. Yeah, this is sad, dude. Come on, dude. 654. 619. Yeah, the record's really sloppy at Ice Mire. Turok is good, but the ending's good and the Turok's good, but Ice Mire is like a huge time save. Skullwood's Ice Mire is like almost 25 seconds on those 3 splits. This is very likely to PB too, which is good. Very likely to PB. I gotta focus on that and keep that alive. Should be more focused on PBing than the record. That can kill the run. If I don't get a fairy, it'll kill the run. So, that sucks. Yep, I have about a 1 out of 8 chance. It's like 1 out of 4, 1 out of 8 to get a fairy or a heart. Well, I'll take it. I don't care. We'll take it. Lost about 5 seconds there. That's fine. Alright, this runs in a much better spot. Too bad about the Skullwoods. If the Skullwoods was good, this would be very, very high chance of getting the record. I think right now it's like a reasonable chance. I still need to get Argus Turlock. Again, it's Tower, and that's like obviously the hardest part, and it's my least practiced part, so. I'm trolling myself here. That was my fault. I can't believe I did that. Okay, the good news is I'm still saving like 6.5 seconds on the record. The bad news is that was gold. I was gonna tie my gold, I think. I can't believe I did that, dude. Yeah, oh well. Then again, like, this is still world record pace. It's still ahead of the record. It's still a good run. You know, the world record and my PB are neither one are very optimized. I think the chances of PBing are super high. But I'm making a lot of mistakes here. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's gonna be fun though. Sucks. You know that whole execution thing? Yeah, it's fucking me over, dude. That's perfect zero. It's perfect zero cycle RNG. Yeah, I'm actually playing like extraordinarily bad right now. I don't know the last time I played this bad. It's really an issue. I don't know if it's the sweat in my controller. I'm not really sure. I really like dropped it everything. My movement's horrible. I'm just like really nervous for some reason. But on the bright side, I should be like -4 on the record. So the record's actually pretty good at Turtle Rock Ganon's Tower and Ganon. I definitely can beat it, but it's gonna be. I honestly, most likely this is gonna be a 41-40, which is still good. Yeah, if I don't PB today, it's not a big deal. Alright, Warlock is dead. It's basically dead. That loses like 10 seconds. I should have splashed him. That hasn't happened to me in a really long time. Oh well. There's still a chance, obviously, but it's looking pretty grim. Yeah, well, you know, I was really optimistic to get the record, even after the Turtle Rock or the platform fall, even after the Mimic Cave. I was really optimistic about getting the record this run. I don't think it's possible. I think if I get like a gold Ganon's Tower and Ganon, which is possible, I will. But yeah, I think I just fucked up too much. Like the Vitreous, the Turtle Rock. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really do not feel good right now. Like physically, I just don't feel good. I'm not playing good. I keep dropping simple inputs. Like I'm like shaking. A lot of it is due to the nerves, but a lot of I don't know. I'm just not feeling too good right now. So this has a really high chance of PBing on the bright side. I should save about 8 seconds here, maybe like 6 seconds. Still good. Still a PB. The item dashing, yeah. Honestly, I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even worried about it. Like, I'm lucky I got a run, and I'm lucky that this run is ahead of my PB. I'm really not playing like remotely close to acceptable right now. So anything I think would be really good. This can still be the record too, which I think is incredible. I don't know if that's good enough. No, that's not good enough. Shit. Oh well. I should have hovered. I can't PB. I can't get the record. I definitely should have hovered. So the reason I didn't hover is because I thought I was on gold pace. But I'm not on gold pace. That Landmo 2 thing fucked me. That was like 5 or 6 seconds. I definitely went too far right on that guy. That guy is like kind of annoying to deal with. I usually go right. Big mistake. Oh well, not a big deal. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but I honestly think this runner is kind of inevitably dead. Yeah, so if I get a gold Ganon, I'll PB, guys. So let's go for 0 warp. We can still do it. Holy shit, we can still PB, guys. This could be the run. Really complex fight here. I should have stopped him early for the extra frame. Yo, it's still warp vector pace, guys. I mean, potential. We need 0 warps and a good phase 4. Nope, run's dead. It's a good run, guys. Actually, I think you can get a 112, so I think I can still. It's definitely dead now. It's gonna be a 35, I think. So dumb, dude. Yeah, okay, 42, okay. Yeah, I mean, I predicted a 40. I think that's not unreasonable. If I had hovered, it wouldn't have PB'd, or it wouldn't have been a record. Yeah, there's too many, like, little errors. Yeah, thanks for the GGs. Yeah, too many just little mistakes on, like... Turtle Rock was big. The RNG was fine. I actually was ahead of the record before RNG, and I was ahead of it after RNG. So the RNG is the same as the record. It was marginally better. I'm guessing it was slightly better, but not by much. Yeah, another PB. That's good. That's my 5th Hundo PB. So, I mean, I'm happy with the PB. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that Dark World was a travesty. That Dark World was a serious travesty. So, you know, it's progress. It's all progress. We'll just dab on the people that don't realize that it's progress. Still a pretty solid run despite the small things. Yeah, I mean, the Turtle Rock, like falling on that thing, if that was over 10 seconds, Trinix was like 6. The land mode was like 5 at least. Hovering is like 5. I'm kind of glad. I'm glad I didn't hover. Hovering wouldn't have done anything, and it would have killed the run if I failed it. Yeah, good thing I didn't hover. The light world's good. I mean, the light world is good. Yeah, the light world's good. I was ahead of my run at every point. Minus 25 at 44:39 chess game. That's really good. Problem is, Thieves is garbage. Skull is garbage. Ice was like suboptimal. Mire was very suboptimal. Swamp was trash. Turtle Rock was trash. Ganon and Ganon's Tower, I saved 7 my PB. I think those are reasonable. I don't think they're good or bad. Like, I can hover if Ganon Tower's bad. Ganon was good, but I think 112 is actually optimal. You should have hovered. It wouldn't have done anything if I hovered. It would have been a 131.36 or 41.36, which is not the world record. And there's just a really good chance it kills your PB, which it already killed the PB by hovering. So I think technically it was the right choice to not PB. Really stressed out by that. Also, honestly, just really frustrated with that. Because I really feel like I made a lot of errors, like the Vitreous, Argus. Like, I haven't eaten much food today. It's 5 p.m. I ate a bowl of cereal. The only thing I've eaten today is a bowl of cereal. Like, my hands are like super sweaty. I'm just kind of frustrated, I guess, in general. But yeah, it's a PB. It's pretty good. Hover would have meant different frame entirely into Ganon. Could have potentially caused more warps. Yeah, I mean, maybe it could have caused less warps. Maybe it would have been the world record, guys. Maybe it would have been a 2-cycle. But now, thanks for watching, guys. It is good. Obviously, it's good. This had 3 blue balls, 1 dig, and 1 chess game. I did save 18 seconds on Aghanim's Tower with 3 blue balls. That did happen. my previous PB was just all over the place. Best segments. Here's compared to my best segments. Yeah, here's Aghanim. That was a really good Aghanim's Tower. Really, but look at this. 34 at Pod. 52 at 47 here. Wow, that's 13 seconds I lost on digging and chess game. And Palace of Darkness, that's really good. But like, here's 5, 13. So Ice Palace is the same every time. Don't worry about that. Mire's supposed to be the same every time. So I will say a few things. I got very lucky on the heart. Mire overrolled, got very lucky on the heart, thank God. I also got very lucky on Chain Chomps. That Chain Chomps could have killed my run. I got a bad pattern and I won the frame roll. I was able to walk by him enough so that he damage boosted me to the left. If he had boosted me down, could have killed my run. So I honestly got really lucky on those 2 aspects. Really good Gauntlet as well, which is really good RNG. Good Ganon warps, good Ganon phase 4, good Aghanim 2 cycles. I messed up Torch game like I always do. That's fine. Don't worry about that one. Yeah, another PB though for 2019. Another thing is I'm still de-rusting in this category. I'm still really rusty, or not rusty. It's like I'm just super not in top shape in this category because I don't play very often. So I think that the future is still bright. I can easily beat this. This wasn't God RNG. It wasn't God-like gameplay. It was good RNG and suboptimal gameplay. But yeah, I can definitely do this. K1 to 140XX. I don't know if I'm going to go to 140XX. If I don't PB for a month, I'll probably get a 140XX because I'll get a God run. But most likely, I'm going to beat this by like 12 seconds pretty soon. Unsharpened is the term I like to use. Yeah, I think I'm at like 6. Like, honestly, I think I'm at about 60% right now. I'm just kind of tired. I've been playing this game a lot lately. 8.9 Veckin, to be fair. Yeah, I'm 9 seconds off the record, obviously. It'll happen pretty soon. So every time I lose 10 seconds or 5 seconds, that's why I get so frustrated. The margin of error is really small. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is my last PB was 2 days ago, and my PB before that was 1 day ago. And then the PB before that was 5 days before that. So it seems like I've been PBing a lot. I think I'm going to keep PBing a lot. I think things are... Yeah, I could get the record. I know Gabriel's probably... So Gabriel said he'd get a tattoo when I get the record. And I thought it'd take like 2 months to get the record, but it's been 12 days, I think. It hasn't even been 12 days. No, it's been 11 days. Yeah, today is day 11, and I'm 8 seconds off the record, and I was a minute 20, so it's like... Yeah, Gabriel, you better pull out that tattoo gun. Now, Gabriel's really cool, though, actually. He gifted 12 subs today, which I really appreciate. It also put us at 252 subscribers, which means that I'm going to either do an FF8 run or an Ocarina of Time run. And if I do that, what we're going to do, and when I do it, when I do that, I'm going to host a poll. Actually, I did buy a flash cart. I literally have a flash cart for EverDrive, so I can actually play the game. I know. I'm gonna have a straw poll. Probably gonna make it tonight or tomorrow. Make a straw poll, and then we're just gonna vote. Everybody can vote on the game. I'll have it run for 24 hours, and then the next day we'll see where it's at. So yeah, we're gonna do that. That's probably going to be delayed though. If it's Final Fantasy VIII, it's gonna be really delayed because I need to buy like the CDs. Ocarina of Time I can do. I think it's safe to say Oshi is gonna win the vote. Yeah, I think so too, which is fine because that's easier for me to do. It's also cheaper for me to do. I'm okay with that, but well, the point is, if Ocarina of Time wins the vote, for the next vote, I'll just do FF8. I'll just do FF8 at 300 subs. Actually, it'd probably be 250 again, because my gift subs, I might lose a few gift subs. But pull on Discord or Twitter. On both. I'm probably going to put it everywhere. I might even put it in my YouTube video. So, yeah. I'm going to make sure everybody knows. But yeah, guys, make sure to join my Discord and my Twitter, and we might get the world record soon in Hundo. This category is highly dependent on RNG. If you don't get the RNG, you don't PB. If you do get the RNG, you have a really high chance of PBing. And I did get the RNG today, so we had a really high chance of PBing. Oh baby, oh baby. Okay, yeah, actually, you know, I'm feeling a little better now. I'm feeling positive, feel less like I choked and more like I got a 17-second PB. Is this a PB? Yeah, it actually is a PB. I'm 9 seconds away from the record with this. This run probably lost a minute. The RNG is really good. A lot of this run is really solid. The RNG was really solid, really good start. 23:48 is incredible. I'm probably like it's hard to beat this time. But compared to the record, I was plus 17 at digging game, so it can go down a lot. We had one try chess game, but I was -0 on the record at Skullwoods. So I think that beating this run, yeah, plus 11 at Death Mountain. I think beating this run at the end of the day isn't going to be impossible. But